you're trying to generate sales in a category that you're in a sea of sameness. So it becomes that marketing challenge is your message is off. You're talking about benefits and features that this audience does not give a crap for.
Hey there, peeps. This is Michelle Nedelak. Thank you for listening to the show. I would love if you could give us your opinion on how you felt about the show, your experience that you have in regards to what we've been talking about. I am having an absolute blast, but your input is like dynamite on that explosion. So give us your input. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, concerns? Give us everything you got. We love it. Thanks. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome to the Business Ownership Podcast, brought to you by Awareness Strategies, helping you navigate the waters between entrepreneurship and ownership. Hey there, peeps. This is Michelle Nedelak, and I'm super glad that you're here with us today because I'm here with my most amazing guest, Jennifer. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. So give everybody the highlight of who you are and what you do for business.
Sure. So I'm Jennifer Sutton, and I am I call two-time founder of, actually 10 years ago this week, I founded happy anniversary, hit the 10-year milestone. But I started a full-service marketing and advertising agency out of South Carolina called Bright Marketing. And that was after spending 20 years on the agency side of working for big agencies and mid-size agencies, and really just hitting the glass ceiling and feeling frustrated and going, you know what, I think there's a better way. And so I started that company 10 years ago, and we've grown year over year, and a lot of lessons learned through that journey. And then last year, as my second startup, as a founder, as an entrepreneur, I saw a gap in the marketplace in most cities of how entrepreneurs felt disconnected from their local ecosystem. So I started a media company called Orange WIP, WIP for Work in Progress. That is a media platform that is hyper local. And we tell stories. We do a dynamic roadmap for all the resources in that local community, and a curated events calendar, so that it's a one-stop shop for founders in those cities. We're in 3 cities today, hoping to expand to others, but that's where we're in startup mode. So that's me. I'm a marketer. I'm a brand strategist. I'm a media nerd. And I'm a mom of 4, so
wow,
get very little sleep.
Just throw that in, and I'm a mom of 4.
And I'm a mom of 4. Yeah.
Dude, I had one and I couldn't keep up to them. There were 7 rattles around them at all times. I can't imagine what it would be like having 4 and then starting a business and then.
Yeah. So sometimes I go, why did I do
that? Yeah, well, moments of sanity hit us.
That's right. Yeah, it was really like most entrepreneurs, most parents, like, oh, I see a problem, I can fix it with a company. I also looked at it to go, I can run. I started an agency under a different model than most traditional agencies, which was really bringing adults together that love marketing and media and creative and advertising, but let's be treated like adults. And we all are parents and need to have a life, need to be able to work among that life. So it was just a different agency model from the beginning. And it was because I wanted to be, just to run a company the way that I wanted to have as a grown up on the agency side. We lacked a lot of freedom. And there was lack of a lot of trust on getting the work done. And so that was my business model. It's now, most people have this model now, but 10 years ago, it was kind of new.
Nice. So tell me a bit about kind of what the difference is in kind of how customers can expect to be kind of treated, how they work with you. What does that look like? That side of things.
So under the agency, so why we're different is a lot of our people, we are because we've worked in big agencies, worked on really big brands, global brands, some of the biggest brands, it gave us I get the discipline, the experience, the methodology of how do you create and design a brand? How do you make sure that if you're a house of brands and you have a lot of products, how do you do product marketing? How do you set your operations and make sure that the story is being told? From a media person, to be able to look at what analytics to look at, how to identify the audiences, how to target, what tactics to use from a media mix modeling perspective. So, working as a smaller agency, we're a boutique agency, but we only work with growth companies, companies that are really looking to scale. We work across a lot of different industries, B2B, B2C, a lot of e-commerce. But it's companies that I'm at 25 million today, but I need to hit 50 million, in like 3 years. Or we've got clients that came to us and said, we're 250 million, but we need to be $1 billion in 5 years. So we step back and go, how do we map out that plan to get to those goals? And a lot of times it's, we sit with our clients and go, they think it's an advertising problem. And what we find, it's really a marketing problem. And so to kind of put the things to those disciplines, those design thinking skills on how do we dissect the problem and then we can attack the problem to get our clients to where they need to be within the time frame. And sometimes we hit those before the time frame is up. But yeah, that's who we work with. That's how we're kind of different. The other thing is in media, because I've spent 30 years in media and advertising, if you could run an ad on it and place it, I think I bought it. But and media, a lot of stuff has not changed. It's just the tools to be able to target and track and monitor have like exploded over the last few years. So there's really not an excuse for agencies and especially media not to be able to deliver on one, not to be able to create media mix modeling to predict and project what the media buy should do, and then all the devices and the technology that is available to us that we use to be able to track and monitor to go, hey, this ad should be generating so many clicks or so many phone calls or so many conversions. This landing page should be getting the phone call, should be getting so we know a lot of that stuff and we track towards that, and we can then dissect what's the problem, even just in that advertising portion of somebody's overall marketing program.
Yeah, you say there's agencies should be able to do that, and most of them can. Most companies aren't willing to pay the price to be able to get all of the diagnostics, then the proper diagnostics that they need to be able to do the job right. But when there's clearly competency, when there's clearly a budget that people are going, okay, if our goal is to go from 25 million to 50 million, there's got to be a budget there for that to be able to do it right. And do it right. And let's talk about this idea of doing it right, because I think people know that whatever it is that they're doing is wrong, and they don't know what they're not doing that is right. But let's start with that. They think they have an advertising problem, but they really have a marketing problem. Yeah. Semantically, what do you mean by those two definitions? And then go into what are the problems?
Yeah. So that great question, Michelle. So, a lot of times they'll go, hey, I'm spending $5,000 a month and I'm not seeing any return in sales, right? You would expect if you're spending any amount of money, there's got to be some kind of return. So we come in and we dissect, okay, what is it? Was it a tactic? Like the media mixed, it wasn't hitting the audience that they wanted, that's an advertising problem, right? We're not targeting right. We're not using the right, they're using PPC, pay-per-click in Google, when this audience, it's in a category no one's really searching. So,
Right.
it's and we even, we talked to one of our newer clients that we've onboarded. Here's where, they were paying for $5,000 in a pay-per-click, and the agency they were using was only giving them the impressions. And I'm like, well, there's a problem just right there of you're paying per click. The reporting should be, I bought so many clicks to my website. So red flag, that's a red flag. But when we get into the marketing problem is okay, we see, you're trying to generate sales in a category that you're in a sea of sameness. So it becomes that marketing challenge is your message is off. You're talking about benefits and features that this audience does not give a crap for, or you're actually helping to sell your competitors' products.
Ouch.
So how do we fix that? So we take it like, let's pause advertising. Let's pause that spend. Let's put some effort and energy in dissecting the brand. What's your story? What is your audience? Who makes you you, and the why behind it? And now we can come in and go, okay, now let's figure out and prioritize. You're trying to get to, to hit your goal, you need 100 new customers. All right. What do they look like? A lot of times when we go through those kind of the process of that thinking, the advertising program it's like night and day of what they were doing, which was just basically throwing money at a problem, thinking that would fix it, versus just taking a little bit of brain sweat, taking a little bit of time. And when I say like time, we're talking about like pausing things for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Let's take a month and really sit down and figure out why this isn't working. And then let's make a plan to make it work. And we've sat with companies to go, look, I say another marketing problem is, when they're like, well, I'm not making the owner, the entrepreneur, they're like, well, I'm not making money. I'm spending, $5,000 or $10,000 a month in marketing, but I'm not making any money. I'm not seeing it in my bank account. Well, then we can come in and go, okay, well, let's talk through that. What's your break even? Like, let's do some calculations of how much business can you take on? Those are questions that we ask that a lot of companies, it's, even some of the bigger companies that are the 250 million, 500 million companies, they've never really, some of the marketing folks inside have never really asked those questions of, ooh, you're right, we need to sell this whole product. Like, well, how much? Well, we only have 1,000 in inventory. Okay. Well, then I guess that's our goals. Let's sell this at that, and then how do we price it? Because a lot of people haven't gone through the process of just determining, am I pricing it right? Am I covering my expenses? As we say, and you've heard this, I'm sure, Michelle, of like, if you're an owner of a company, every single thing that you put, you're spending $1 on, right? The bigger the company, you've got to think of, I'm spending money on IT, legal, my lawyers, payroll, whatever. It's like, I gotta make money to cover, like, whether it's in product volume or service volume. And we always say, whatever money I spend out, they've got to return in cousins, right? I can't just do a one-on-one. I need to, if I spend $100, I hope to make 300. I hope to make 500. Those dollars need to return with cousins. And a lot of like, smaller businesses, companies that grew really fast, but then when they want to scale, never went through the discipline of thinking of, am I pricing things right to cover where I need to go? Am I, is my product differentiated enough in the story of the product? Is it, am I relating it to the person that wants to buy it? Am I targeting the right buyer? Have I built those personas? And as we take people through kind of those marketing processes, we find they don't have to spend as much in the advertising, because they're finding some of the lower hanging fruit is things that don't cost as much. And then when we do have to spend the money in advertising, it's spent much more strategically with much more intentionality. And then we've got already, like, we know what the KPI is. We know what this advertising should result in, this return in ad spend. This is what we should benchmark. So, yes, a lot of this is what big agencies do, but we're doing it for much smaller companies with much smaller, people's budgets that are spending $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month in advertising. We're just making it work a lot harder for them.
I love it. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you for a Cinderella story, but before I do that, we're going to pause.
Are you running a business over 7 figures but still struggling with technology headaches? Pay attention, you do not want to miss this offer. This podcast episode is brought to you by Awareness Strategies, who is offering a custom-built digital adoption roadmap for anyone running a business over 7 figures who's wanting to grow their business in the next 5 years. And it's not just a roadmap, they offer full implementation as well if that scares the out of you. Check out awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap for more details today. The link's in the show's notes. Don't regret not doing this. Do it now. That's awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap.
Fabulous. So I'm super excited to find out about a Cinderella story of one of your clients.
Yeah. I mean, we have tons of them. The one that really comes to mind is one that, it just shows kind of how great data and just good thinking, it pays off. So we work with one of the larger wineries in Napa Valley. They are a family of winery that have 6 brands. And think about the winery industry coming into the pandemic 2020. A lot of their revenue comes from obviously the wine visits, then the stores, and that's going into restaurants and the hospitality industry. A lot of that was cut off. So we shifted and pivoted where a lot of their dollars were spent more traditionally in those traditional, pushing people on site and or into restaurants and into stores. We pivoted almost all the dollars into digital. And revamp the entire digital and e-commerce program for them. And they were projecting, March and April, they were like, look, we're just going to tell our board, we're going to just tell that we're probably going to end this year 20% in the red. We just all need to, have those expectations that it's not going to be a great year and we're going to hit the red. And through the shifting and the pivoting, we actually spent less money than they had in the year past. So a 40% cut in overall budget. But we got them a 120% better return in ad spend at the end of 2020. And they actually made it 15% in the black.
Nice.
So was a great pivot, champion story of just kind of hunkering down, looking at data, optimizing, maximizing everything that we could, and got them a win.
That is a seriously brave move to, at a time when, we're going to crash hard. Let's go spend money on marketing. A lot of businesses would not have done that, which is awesome. So how did they initiate that conversation with you? Did they already
So a lot
know?
of it came from, it was, we had regular, it's a client that we have a regular cadence, meeting cadence with. And
Nice.
so they were like, hey, we're going to have to cut back. Let's cut back in all these areas. And we're like, well, let's not take away all, like, let's not just go from,
Don't throw the baby out with the water.
don't throw everything out. So let's stop the advertising that doesn't make sense.
Right.
And so let's, like I said, we cut back by 40%. So at their spend, so they kept 60%, and we just pivoted and shifted the media mix into mostly digital. Tried some new things, tested some things that actually worked. And but it was
Brilliant.
they kept in close contact with their board, the board of directors, their shareholders, of just trying to, making sure that everybody, we didn't know, like,
Right, nobody knew.
We didn't know. We were tracking the spend, we were tracking the results, and everything was like, whoa, this is actually working. So we were very conservative with our budgets. And then when things were working in like Q3, we're like, all right, let's now put, like, we're seeing the ad spend, we're seeing the return of that investment, and we could predict it because we had enough.
So
of the data.
I'm going to ask you now, at what point, what kind of struggles might somebody have in their business that they're thinking, hey, Jennifer, we need you so badly?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, if you don't know what you should be generating out of you're spending money in media, and you either feel like you don't know what you're getting out of it, that's a red flag. Come see me. If you feel like, should I be getting more, or is this the best it can do? Is my media mix, am I spending in the areas that really are going to generate the most because I'm still not seeing, I'm seeing movement, but I'm not seeing, there's no way I'm going to hit my big goals. Come see us, because we can, that's where we do best.
Love it. So I know our listeners are going to want more from you. How did they start that journey with you?
So I am very active on LinkedIn. So you can see me, find me, Jennifer John Sutton, or go to our website at brightcomarketers.com. Or if you're Twitter, we're super active on Twitter, or X, sorry. And you can see me, JJ Media Maven is my Twitter handle. So find us, DM us, book an appointment.
Love it. We will, of course, have all of Jennifer's links in the show notes. So go ahead and scroll down, click on the links, open up in a new browser, because we're not done yet. So Jennifer, I get to ask you, at what point in life did you know you're special, kind of crazy enough to think that you could become an entrepreneur?
I think when I got hit with the glass ceiling. I was with an agency that was very, male dominant. I was the first female executive. I had asked about. Yeah, I know. I was asked about, let's go to the next level. And they said, sorry, there is no next level. That's really reserved for the men's circle. And I was like, well, you know what? I'll see you. And I just thought I would be a freelancer contractor. And when I left, my phone rang off the hook of not just necessarily clients that I had worked with over the years, but really the creative community, the media community, the agency community. People were like, hey, if you start something, I'll come work with you. And so that's how Bright was born, was we can design, and bring the best and brightest in different marketing and advertising disciplines to design a team around our client needs, and do things, that still keep the brand strategy, everything very consistent and a high quality. So that's how it was born. It literally came from the glass ceiling hitting, like
smacking
me against the head. And I was like, well, I guess I'll try it. And that was 10 years ago. So that was, we've stayed true.
Well, again, congratulations on hitting the 10-mile mark. That is a huge accolade in business. So congratulations on that.
Thanks, Michelle.
Any last words for our peeps?
I would say, for those founders and entrepreneurs, business owners out there, my biggest advice and my favorite coach told me, as you start entering into spaces that you might be uncomfortable in, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is, and I enter that every day. And it's something I run through my head every day. I just got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Absolutely. It's a fun place to be, if nothing else.
That's right.
Once you get the hang of it, it's like, oh, we're hanging on the trees. Okay. So we're going down. I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Jennifer. I appreciate it.
Thank
And I know how
you.
valuable it is.
Thank you.
Awesome. Peeps, thank you for being here with us today. Be sure to subscribe to the show and share it with your friends. We love helping entrepreneurs grow.
Are you running a business over 7 figures but still struggling with technology headaches? Pay attention, you do not want to miss this offer. This podcast episode is brought to you by Awareness Strategies, who is offering a custom-built digital adoption roadmap for anyone running a business over 7 figures who's wanting to grow their business in the next 5 years. And it's not just a roadmap, they offer full implementation as well if that scares the out of you. Check out awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap for more details today. The link's in the show's notes. Don't regret not doing this. Do it now. That's awarenessstrategies.com/roadmap.